I've been kindly sent another quad to review. I'll put the links in description down to the product and the company, and it's the GoolRC T5, but mine actually, the one they've sent is the T5W, and if we go to the side of the box, it explains down there it's basically this one. So it's got the Wi-Fi, but you have to supply your phone. It can come with a 5.8 FPV as well, and the more standard ones are at the top there. It's quite a nice little box, nice and clean and quite solid. It has got it's got all the features and everything as per normal on the other end there, and the different colour here. It's got a little bit crushed in the post from China, but that's what we come to expect. It's not very heavy, and it's got a good old carry handle. So let's get it out of the box, we'll see what we get. I've actually opened it upside down, which is actually quite handy because the instructions haven't all fallen out, and I'll go through these in a minute. But basically it looks like they're in two different languages in two different leaflets, which I like. I like having a single leaflet with the language. You also get some photographs and everything, and this I think is how to set up the Wi-Fi. I'm pretty sure it will be. Yes, there we go. And I'll go through that when we get further into the review. You also get a bag with all your goodies in. I'll spread all these out on the bench. This is just basically to unbox it really. And then packed in the sort of plastic, moulded sort of plastic, quite lightly done, and it's a nice colour actually, nice red. Looks pretty good. And you've obviously got 4 prop cards there. Nothing's damaged as far as I can see, which is good. Let's just lift that top one off. And then underneath we've got the holder for the phone, or that'll probably be Android or Apple, but I'll confirm that, and obviously the transmitter itself. So this is everything out of the box. You've got a gaming style transmitter, and then it's a 200mm size quad. It's already got the camera already fitted, and the battery's already locked in the battery bay, so I'll just pop that out. To get into the battery bay, you simply undo this screw here, and you can just use the provided screwdriver and just remove it. For extra safety, you can put that back in if you're worried about the battery bay door coming open. I always give it a quick check, but that is clicking well into position. That's not going to be a problem. And then you've got your battery inside here. There we go. There we go. So it's a 450 milliamp hour battery. It's a single cell, obviously, and we'll get that on charge. And you simply use the USB charger, the adapter that they've given you. So basically you either plug this into a mains adapter, so like you would charge your phone with, or you can plug it into your computer, entirely up to you, and you simply just plug this in and put it on charge. Okay, on to instruction manuals, and first one I'm going to have a quick look at is the how to set up your Wi-Fi and everything. And a little bit disappointed in this, because though it looks great and it's got pictures and lots of text, the first bit of text is in German, and then it goes in, I think it's German anyway, then it goes into French, and again all the same pictures again, French on the other side, then it goes into Japanese or Chinese. So absolutely no use to me at all, but the Wi-Fi won't be that difficult to sort out. I've done it on several quads, but a little bit disappointed it's not in English. Then we got another couple of manuals, and you've got one that's in German again, and French, and then Chinese or Japanese, and then exactly the same thing, but this one's actually in English and Chinese and Japanese. So, and then once you actually get to the one that's going to be your language, I think it's laid out pretty well actually. You've got an exploded view of the actual quad itself, and the optionals that you might get depending on what model you're going to go for, and then it runs through all the controls nicely. The only slight little disappointment is you've got to flick back and forwards here, because if you're new to it, what the controls do are fully explained here, and how to activate them or cancel them, and what the different modes are, and you've got to go from this page to that page basically. So no real difficulty, but just could have all been on one side, I think. Then it goes through all the normal things, and if you're totally new to flying, it'll explain what all the controls do, and then all the warnings, obviously, of flying indoors, be careful what you're doing, everything pets, and then onto the sort of problem diagnosis, what's happening if things aren't working, and how to
sort them out. And then you've got replacements and spares, and then it goes into Chinese or Japanese, like I say. So pretty good once you get to the bit you want, and nice that it covers several languages. And the fact that it's all in one language in one area, I really do like that. And onto the transmitter, and like I say, it's a gaming transmitter designed around that principle. It's quite comfortable in the hand, feels quite good, and as with most quads, you don't actually get the batteries that you need for the transmitter. So there's a little locking screw in there, and just pop that out, and then you just pop it open here, and then it takes 3 AA batteries, so just simply pop them in. The battery bay door back on. It's such a good click, you really don't need the screw back in, but I'll be in good practice here and put that in for you, because you really don't want the batteries falling out when you're flying. And that's us all ready to go. Simply press on, and obviously I can't bind, I haven't got the battery charged up on the quad or anything yet. And then to turn off, just simply press it again, and all we need to do now is just put the holder for our phone in, and that tilts as well, so it's rather good, and that's ready for our Wi-Fi. To install the Wi-Fi app for the FPV, you simply get your scanner up, and I'm on Android, so just simply scan in the Android one. Obviously if you're Apple, it's also got Apple as well. I'm going to go to the Play Store, and then you come up with this GX_UFO, and that's what we want to install, and accept that. And that's all installed. What we need to do is open it up, but before I do that, I need to actually, and if I try and go into play, it won't connect because it can't pick up the Wi-Fi signal, because we haven't told it about the Wi-Fi signal from the quad. So what I need to do is get back to the main settings. You need to go and find your Wi-Fi settings, and then on your Wi-Fi settings you'll get whatever's in the area. Obviously you must have the quad turned on and powered up, obviously, and it's the Wi-Fi UFO, and once it's connected up to that, there we go, back into there, and then relaunch, and then we should come up with a picture. There we go, so that's all working, and delay isn't too bad on this, I don't think. I mean, they're never great on Wi-Fi, but it's, you know, it's reasonable. I've seen a lot worse, should I say. You've got loads of different controls here. You can take photographs, and this all stores on your phone. There is no storage on this quad. You can't put a micro SD or anything on it for storage, so you must store via your app, basically. You can turn the video on and off here. You can replay here, and you can alter the rates here, but I would always tend to alter them on the transmitter itself. If you want to, you've got a feature here where you can actually use it as a gyro. Hopefully it will come on. There we go. So if you notice, hopefully the camera will pick this up, you can, as you tilt it, it will pitch forward or roll. So hopefully you can see that. It's a little bit difficult on camera. And you still have your throttle here. There we go. Make me jump. And you still got your yaw as well. So that's really good. And we can turn that off. Oh, sorry, that was the gyro one. If you don't have the gyro one on, you've just got normal control. So your thumbs actually control it. Yeah. So that makes sense. It's nice because then you can't see it when you actually turn it off. It's great. You can reverse the image, so basically flip it upside down if your phone doesn't work that way. I'm sure most phones do. And then I don't understand the split screen, but there's obviously a reason for it. But it's something I've never used, but you can do a split screen. So that's how you use the Wi-Fi, and obviously you just simply clip your phone into there, and then you've got full control. The nice thing is with the Wi-Fi running, you've still got control on the quad with the transmitter as well, or you can fly it using your app. So no, pretty impressive, works well.
onto the quad itself, and like I say, it's a 200mm quad, and it's quite nicely done. It's quite it's a little bit flexible, which is probably quite handy if you have a crash, and it's always nice to have a bit of flexibility in there, sort of thing. But it feels rigid in itself. It's a good, I would imagine it's a good grade of plastic they've used here. Quite small props, but that's what you'd expect. It's not got a lot of weight to lift, and on the underside it's nicely in black, and we've got some LEDs there. When the battery's charged, we'll have a look at those. Obviously the camera's already put on and connected up, which is good, and we've already taken the battery out of the battery bay, and we've been through that. And the only little bit of assembly you need to do, and it is minimal on this, is just pop the legs in, and you've obviously got 4 of those. And then you get supplied with a small screw, and you've got 4 of those that you use just to hold the legs in. I won't bother doing that because it's really boring on the film, I'm sure. And then the other thing we need to do is, if you're new to flying, you probably want these on, and some people fly with them all the time anyway. You just need to put the prop guards on, and the screw's already in position for that, which is rather good. Do that for the other 3, and you're all protected, ready to go. The only other thing that I haven't covered so far is you get 2 spare props, and you've got 1 of each. And if you're new to quads, you need to look up because they rotate in different directions. One's clockwise and one's anti-clockwise. Okay, so we've got the Wi-Fi hooked up, as you can see. Cool, quite a bit of jello there, isn't there? I don't know if you can see that. It's clear. It's probably going to be a bit like that. I mean, the way it's mounted, obviously. You could improve it, but it's pretty good, I think. LEDs are quite bright. I mean, it's a bright day. It's slightly overcast, but it is bright, and the LEDs are working. So let's just see how we get on with this. And I'm going to start the video. Press that, and then it starts counting up here. I think it will record it back onto my phone because there's no storage actually on the quad itself. So that we'll just see how we go, and then obviously, and then that's bound, and we're ready to go. So it'll always start in low rates. There's quite a breeze on my back, so that will be interesting to see how that performs. Oh wow, that's pretty stellar, isn't it? So I feel that breeze on my back. It's probably going to move it a bit. So it'll always start in low rates, as I say. Well, that's nice and gentle. That's full yaw in low. Well, that's full pitch. That is very, very gentle, which is good for starting with. And that's full roll, so you get an idea of what it's like. Actually, I'll run through the modes first of all. So I'm going to take it up into intermediate rate, so it's simply beep beep, you get a double beep. Oh yeah, definitely different already. Wow, you can see that, can't you? Well, that's a yaw. Pretty good actually. Yeah, no, that's quite sweet. Nice. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's put it up into 3. So just press the left button again and get beep beep. Oh wow, that's a lot faster. Ah, nice, yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. And just do a quick way. That's pretty cool. That's about 30 meters from where I am if it's over by those trees, which looking at the FPV it is. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Gee, this thing goes. Look at this. Nice. Very nice indeed, yeah. Oh, I like that. Let's try a flip. So you simply press this one and then use the controller. And so it's a slight breeze in the garden. It's got a slight bit of drift on it, I think. No, it's the wind because it's still being blown that way. So, and it's only slight. So, okay, let's try the flip sideways. It flips nicely. Not really my thing, but yeah, it does do it, which is good. So, you have to keep the throttle up quite high to keep it going, and it's not the quickest on recovery, but I wouldn't really expect it with these props and this size. It's pretty impressive, I think. Okay, so as I say, we're recording, and let's just have a quick go with the FPV. If you wanted to record and try and keep it smooth, you would probably want to keep it in low rates, but I really don't think this is a proper video platform. It'll do the job, but it's nothing major sort of thing.
Well, that worked alright, didn't it? Nice. And if I drop it back into low rates, just press the left button again, it cycles through the 3 different rates. You've got lovely smooth now. Really easy to control. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Oh yeah, double. Really nice. Okay, let's try in something I really don't like. Let's headless mode. So let's just do that. And it does work. It's not my favourite sort of thing, I must admit. Some people like, well, I don't even know that anyone that really likes it, do they? I've not met anyone that does. Just going to go down and just have a quick play around the trees, I think. Yeah, pretty cool. That's way over 30 metres, sorry, so it's over 100 feet, that definitely, without any problem. And it climbs really well as well. Gee whiz, that's pretty impressive. Nice. I still haven't got flashing LEDs, and that's 6 minutes of flight. I'm not being particularly gentle with it, so that's pretty impressive. Oh, that was pushing it a bit. No, it just died. Obviously didn't keep it that close to me to have a look. I'll see whether it will fly, just to see whether it's still got any. It's still got a bit left in it, but you are getting flashing LEDs, so you should always bring it back to yourself and not run the battery right out. But usually on these tests I do give it a little bit more just to see how it goes, because it's always interesting to find out. No, so you can see that's going to go down. There we go. I'm pretty impressed with that, actually. It's a nice looking quad, and nice and easy to fly. In low rates it's lovely, and in high rates it's fun. Just the way we like it. So stop the video before you turn off the quad. It's always a good idea, and then you've definitely got the video recorded and stopped it. Sometimes it can corrupt the video if you just kill the quad because it's not sent the proper signal for stopping. And off with the quad. And off with the transmitter.
So what did I think of the GoolRC T5? First of all, I like to get the niggles out of the way. Niggle being though I enjoyed the controller, the buttons aren't marked, so you don't know what flicks the video on or off without using the manual. I mean, that's very good, you should use the manual obviously, but when you're out flying, and especially if you're new to it, it would be good to actually have them identified what they do. That said, that's, you know, a minor thing, and not many of them mark them, but I've just done some recently where they're clearly marked, and I think that would really help a beginner. The actual transmitter itself was great. As you saw, it went over 30, I think I measured it out at nearly 40 metres, and I didn't get a dropout. I took it up high as well, and that wasn't a problem either. So yeah, impressed with that. The actual controller is comfortable in your hand. I tend to use the normal transmitters, but this gaming one was actually good to use and made a nice change, and it was fun. And you can either be a thumber or a pincher, and it works really well with both. The holding the phone was brilliant, and having the different angles, it actually stayed where I put it, so that was quite handy. And the Wi-Fi was very good. I thought a lot better than a lot I've used. I must admit the delay wasn't that bad. So impressed with that. The little tiny camera did a pretty good job. It's never going to produce broadcast quality, obviously. It's not what it's aimed at. It's aimed at a budget to get you started and enjoy. And was a little bit surprised you couldn't put a micro SD card in there, but to be honest, the quality is about the same as what comes out off the phone, so I don't think you've lost anything there. It's just I'm used to having a micro SD card actually on the quad, so that's not a negative at all. The props work well. I like the 3 rates, they were really good, and they were distinctly different, and the 3rd rate is actually really good fun. You can really whiz it around. The other thing had a few bumps, as you do when you're testing these things, and the legs are quite sort of flexible, and the body took quite a whack, and it still bounced around quite happily, sort of thing. So quite a robust little thing. So I hope Gool will start producing bigger quads, and I look forward to seeing them.